Well, hello, and welcome back to Mr. Gill Plays Tiny Glade. Yes, I know this is like the 8th video in 6 days or something like that, but I'm a little bit obsessed at the moment. And I've got another day off, so I thought I'd do a little bit more work. Now, we are revisiting the mini-map idea. I put a video out yesterday about creating a mini-map that could be used, I guess, in the style of an adventure game or a D&D roleplay, something like that. I'm not going to play it as a D&D roleplay, but this is what the kind of idea behind it, the impetus behind this little map is. So this is a mini-map with various areas of interest and things. Now, I wanted to create a little bit of lore behind this, some sort of names and stuff like that. So we're going to have a quick go through now, and hopefully I'm going to be good enough at doing editing that I can add the names as we talk about it. So first off, we have a couple of cities we've already built. Now we have one here, which we are calling, oh no, I forgot what we're calling it. We're using, because this is on the water, we're gonna, and near the plains, so these are the plains kind of biome, so to speak, around here. We're going to use the prefix of cam, C-A-M, so like campos, which I believe is plains in another language, something like that, maybe, I don't know, might be making things up. And then a kind of derivation of like a swamp, which again another language, I think, or an older language could be called morass. So this is Cam Morass here, which we've already built, which is the Stilt City. We're going to go back and edit that at some point as well, because I think it needs a few more kind of impressive buildings in it. So Cam Morass is there, which has already been built. You can check the video. Over here, we have the kind of canal city, which I think I was calling Venice Hagen or Copen Venice or something like that. We're going to change that now. It's going to be called Cam again, because it's on the plains, the Cam, so the prefix Cam Quanu. I believe like Quanu is like an old ancient language, meaning kind of like waterways or aqueduct or something like that. So that is going to be that village there, and again, hopefully I've put in some little markers there. Now, since we last looked at this, I've added a few kind of points of interest. We have a little village here which is unnamed, and if anybody below in the comments has a little name for this village, please feel free to give it to me. Let me know down below. And we also have this village over here which I've not yet named. Again, if anybody has an idea for this little village over here, which is next to that pass through the mountains, let me know. This big town that I've just finished off putting some buildings, and we'll have a quick look in more detail in a second, is going to be known as Tor Kellet. So Tor being kind of like mountain or single mountain or something like that, and Kellet just because, I don't know, I like K's. There we go, so that's like that. And then we have lots of other varied points of interest. Now, each one of these kind of points of interest, we're going to build in a single glade. So we'll create a new glade and we'll build it. So let's just go down and have a look at what we've got going on. Now, as a kind of adventure map, I think the adventure would start probably on one of these farms in the corner of the map here. And look, we've all read fantasy books, so I definitely have quite a few. Maybe that's a young boy who coming into his power, his parents are dead or something, which always seems to be the way. He's always an orphan boy who something strange happens that sets him on a quest, on a journey, and starting off from here, he could obviously make his way over to here. Now this, I think I'm trying to kind of, this will be some sort of castle, and I think there'll be good people here. I don't really want to get into the concept of good and bad, but I guess these will be the good guys in this castle here. And I think this would have been their old ancient home, this castle over here, which I'm thinking, back eons ago, there was a war and, this castle was destroyed, but they're slowly rebuilding themselves here. So maybe this is the first place that our young adventurer visits as he sets off on his quest. He will then come into, and remember, this is representative of the giant epic city that I previously built, and I'll try put the video up there. If not, just search Tiny Glade Guild and you'll see it. I haven't done that many videos, but the first major city he comes to, and this is probably the second largest city on this kind of world or this map, is that kind of Venice Canal City, which again, what are we calling? Cam Quanu. I think. I'm going to forget all of these names. But yeah, so then we can kind of come through here. We make our way. We could probably visit the ruins, and there might be something bad happens at the ruins or something like that. We then have a kind of traveler's rest, an inn, so to speak, at these kind of crossroads, which I thought would be a nice, kind of interlude in our adventure. Here we could go either way. We could go on towards Cam Moras, the stilt city. What I'm thinking of doing is editing this city in its map, and again, visit the old video if you want to have a look at that, and creating maybe some sort of temple in there, so he has to visit there to get a special artifact or something like that. Or obviously we can go this way, which is just this little village. Again, no name, so please feel free to suggest some down below. But this village leads up to a pass which will take us up on top of the mountains. If I can zoom out again properly, there we go, up on top of the mountains, where we could obviously visit the wizard tower. So we have a nice little wizard's tower here. Again, nothing in this is too detailed because this is kind of like a mini map. If I go crazy on the details or the height or the size, it's all going to look a bit different. The scale is hard enough as it is at the moment to try keep everything a little bit in scale, otherwise it's starting to look a bit silly. But yeah, we could have some sort of wizard here. It could be a good wizard, a bad wizard, I don't know. I'd say it's going to be a good wizard since it's so close to this castle. Distance though is a hard thing to gauge in a mini map like this. But our adventure maybe goes through the village, the town of Cam Moras, and they could maybe go and visit this farm for some reason. But what they need to do is obviously go through the woods. Now, I've talked about before, there is obviously the path around the woods, which is a longer path and will lead us to the mountain pass there. But there is a little secret tiny path in here. And there, hidden in there, is a little kind of altar of some sort, a plinth, and I made the light of that like purple, so maybe that's a special plinth. Something going on there, something magical could happen. And then over here, maybe a little witch's hut as well. So kind of the scope for adventure, either going through the woods or around the woods, is obviously very different. If we go back here as well, what I have just done is created another little hidden wood over on this side, which I think will be some sort of bandit camp. Obviously we need some antagonists in our adventure, completely made up adventure that we're never actually going to do, but still in the lore of this world, these guys are the kind of the bandits here, and they come out of the forest and raid the farmhouse, or maybe raid the woodcutter's cottage or something like that. Maybe they were the original ones to destroy this castle, who knows. But yes, bandits hidden in there. Now as we come through, obviously we lead to the mountain pass, which is lovely, and we have one of the first of two bastions for the main city here. I think these will just be Bastion West, and then over here we can see another one, Bastion East, or whatever we want to call it. So another bastion here which protects the pass, and then the little village here. Again, I want this village maybe not to be evil, but maybe a little bit dodgy. Little bit dodgy. Maybe they're some sort of smugglers. Maybe we could hide a secret route here, and this is where the bandits smuggle things into here, and then they get through and into the main village, the main town, city. I don't know. But anyway, we come through here, and then we lead us to one of the two entrances to the main town itself. What did we call this? Torkellet, something like that. So look again. This is in micro scale, in a mini-map scale. When we build this in its own glade, it will be a lot larger, obviously, and a lot more detailed. But little church. I'm thinking this is some sort of inn. There's a tiny little inn here, just at the front gate with a little stables. Very hard to see in there. Little stable situation there. Lots of little houses, maybe some storage silos. So there could be a little merchant's quarter, and then kind of leading up to the castle or the keep on the hill, which again is not super detailed, but just a kind of mess of buildings put together to represent something, which doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Nice castle there with a little kind of yard for mustering the troops or something like that. Some benches. Look at the benches. Those took ages. I'm still working on how to use fence gates and stuff like that properly, because you can actually do quite a few things with them. But there, yeah, we come through main kind of city, and we can leave through this way. And we have, obviously, this will be representative of the sea, the ocean, where they can trade, and we have a little fishing village here as well. Touch of a lighthouse up on the corner. And that's about it. I reckon this little corner here will probably just fill with trees to give it some texture, like so, something like that. That should be good enough for now. But yeah, so our scope for adventure, I think, is quite large. You know, there's a couple of definite points of interest. One large major town, city, very, very big town, and I actually think when we make a glade of this, I am considering cutting it into 4. So we make a glade for each quadrant of the city. And yeah, this, you know, we have to use our imagination a bit here sometimes because we can't really link them in any way. But yeah, but lots of scope for adventure in this mini map. I am super happy with how it looks, and it definitely gives me creative ideas, so to speak. And that was kind of the point of this. I was kind of making these 2 little cities, and then I was like, I want something to link them together somehow. And this little adventure map is definitely how I'm going to do it. So let me know down below if you've got a couple of suggestions for names for some of our villages, or what should this inn be called? That would be a good name. This woodcutter's hut needs a name. This farm needs a name. This castle here needs a name, and we need to build the lore around it. So please feel free to share your suggestions down below. But otherwise, I'll be back maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how much time I've got. But I think we'll be back and we'll start work on, I don't know, whatever takes my fancy in the morning, I think. I'm kind of feeling like this place here is the first one I want to work on. But we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. See ya. Bye.